As Autodesk Forma is starting to gain popularity quickly, more and more people are asking the question, should I learn Revit or Forma? In this video, I will break down how both of these programs operate and what are the strengths and weaknesses of each of them so you can make the best decision. Let's go! Before we jump into it, I would quickly like to announce that we have recently released a full Autodesk Forma beginner course on balkanarchitect.com. If you're interested in mastering Forma to the level where you can easily complete projects all on your own, then this is the course for you. I will teach you everything that you need to know in the shortest possible time, and we'll keep it fun and interesting. Click on the link in the cards above and also down in the description of this video to get started. Of course, we have a lot of Revit courses as well, so if you need Revit knowledge, on balkanarchitect.com is a place for you as well. Now it's time to break down the difference between Autodesk Forma and Autodesk Revit. Overall, I would say that the main difference is the project stages. Autodesk Forma is an early stage development software. This is perfect when you're starting with a blank canvas and need to get started from something. Forma will get you there from an empty screen to a full conceptual stage project with all important analysis done quickly and easily. Revit, on the other hand, is best when you already have an idea of what you're doing for your project, then use all of Revit's powerful tools to complete the BIM project to the end, and then construction can start. This means that you need both to complete a project from start to finish, and both of these programs offer a BIM or building information modeling workflow, which is really important. If you know that you will be focusing more on the early phase of the project, then Forma is for you. If you're going to be more involved in one of the more advanced stages of the project, then Revit would be a much better option. Now let's talk about some of the main differences between Revit and Forma. Number one is the fact that Forma is cloud-based and Revit is not. This means that for Forma, you open up a web browser, go to the website, and this is where you work. There is nothing to download and install. There is no need for a fast computer. You just need stable internet access and you're all set. Revit, on the other hand, requires you to download and install the software, and in a lot of cases you will be keeping the files on your computer, but you can also store them on cloud. This means that for Revit you need a decently powerful computer, but internet connection is not so important for you. This is one of the main reasons I decided to record a course on Autodesk Forma. I think that cloud-based modeling software is the future, and Autodesk is most likely going to be pouring most of its resources into Forma and test out all cool new AI features, and I want to be there for it. Number two is the learning curve. Forma is definitely easier to master. Our Forma beginner course, for example, takes less than 5 hours, while our Revit beginner course is over 20 hours. This speaks to the complexity of these two. So, if you need something that you will learn in a week, Forma is your best bet. Number three is modeling capability. Overall, I think that the modeling tools in Forma are a lot more intuitive and there is less of them. So when you master the few tools that it does have, it's easier to do everything. Revit, on the other hand, has way more tools, so you will need a lot more time to master them. But for some more advanced shapes, massing environment in Revit might be the more powerful option than the tools in Forma. Number four is analysis capabilities. Forma has built-in analysis that are really easy to use and offer impressive results. This includes sun hours, daylight potential, wind analysis, climate, noise analysis, solar energy, embodied carbon, and more. Revit also has some built-in, like the site cut and fill calculations, energy optimization, heating and cooling loads, solar studies, illuminance rendering, structural analysis, and so on. But most of them can be quite tedious to set up, so keep that in mind. Also, plugins can be used for both Forma and Revit to get the best analytical data out of your model. Number five is pricing. Forma is cheaper, Revit is more expensive. Overall, I think that's fair, as Revit has way more tools and covers a lot larger part of the complete design process. But if you're just going to get started, Forma might be a much more affordable way to get your foot through the door. Also, it's important to mention that with the AEC collection from Autodesk, you get both Revit and Forma, and this is only slightly more expensive than Revit alone. Number 6 is output. Both have good functionality when it comes to output. In Forma, we can create presentation boards, which is, in my opinion, the best way to present these types of projects. For Revit, we have powerful functionality to create sheets, which of course is the best way and only way to handle end stage projects, until we switch to full BIM, where everything will be fed in 3D through augmented reality goggles. As for rendering, Revit has an okay rendering engine, nothing special, but it's better than Forma that has none. You can use AI rendering in Forma that gives you a good result, but does require additional subscriptions. Number 7 is design automation. This is similar to everything else, where Revit has some really interesting design automation options, but it's quite complicated to set up. You could get more than you would in Forma, but it takes a lot more effort. Forma, on the other hand, has really intuitive design automation that you can easily get the most out of. To conclude this comparative breakdown, I would like to emphasize that they are both programs from Autodesk, which means that the interoperability between these two is very high. That means that you can go back and forth between these to get the most out of your software. For example, I would definitely get started in Forma to get my site data like the terrain, roads, buildings, and the aerial photos. This is also where I would create my initial designs, perhaps even implementing site automation. If I need more complex design, I would make it in Revit and then just load it back into Forma. The initial analysis before exporting I would run in Forma, and then I would export everything into Revit. In Revit, I would develop the design to an advanced stage and probably bring it back into Forma a few times to run analysis along the way before finishing the project in Revit. This way, we're getting the best of both worlds. As my final answer to the question of should you learn Autodesk Forma or Autodesk Revit, well, it depends. If you're focusing more on the early design stage and nothing more, then go with Forma. And if you're only picking up projects once there's a clear conceptual design, pick Revit. But to be more realistic, I would say that in most cases you would have to learn both. As architects and engineers, we like to have the ability to contribute to our projects at all stages. And as we have learned from this comparative analysis, they both have a lot of different things to offer, so it makes sense to know both. To learn one or both of them, go to balkanarchitect.com. We are an Autodesk certified training center, and that's where you can find all of my courses. Link is up in the cards above and then also down in the description of this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check out my website, balkanarchitect.com, for more Revit courses. There I have over 120 hours of content, and I'm adding more each week. Make sure to subscribe for more videos, and also I've added a video over there that might interest you as well.